gas us up.
Now, hang on.
I get that,
I'm
but I don't agree with that point, though. Like, you're like, oh, because we're all narcissists. I think it's deeper than that. I think it's like,
no. I'm not saying you're all narcissists. Wait. Don't
women
straw man
that
the
see
position.
themselves as a 10 is
no,
what
no,
I'm
what
saying.
What I'm saying specifically is this, and I'll demonstrate it real quick before you respond. If you took your phone and the amount of DMs you get on social media to most any random man, and you were to compare how many men contacted you for some type of sex versus how many women contacted them for some type of sex, who do you think would be way ahead? You or them?
You know what's interesting about this? So I've heard
Let her
that.
answer.
Okay. I'll answer after.
I don't understand how you're even phrasing that.
If you took your phone and the amount of men who DM you to say, oh, you're beautiful, you're a queen, oh, you're great, oh, I wish I could date you, oh, I'd like to have sex with you, et cetera, and you were to compare that with any random guy's phone on the street, who do you think would come out ahead?
Of course, the girls.
Of course, the girls. So
yeah,
you can assume then that if you have that much attention one way, that it would be much easier for the one sex to believe in a delusion than the other sex because they're not being gaslit nearly as much.
I don't think it's about delusion, though. I don't think that's the answer or like conclusion to that. It's like you're kind of the way you're saying it is like degrading. You're like, well, they're saying they're a 10 because they're a narcissist. Like,
no, they say you're 10 because they want to have sex
like
with you.
Even a conclusion?
No.
Like that's kind of like messed up.
It's called juicing you up, right? They're razzing you up and telling you the most beautiful girl in the world because they want to have sex with you. That's why they do that. And so what it does, if you have enough of that male attention, it jacks up your estimation of yourself. Men don't have that. They don't have the inundation of people jacking their self-esteem up. And so it seems that they have a much clearer objective standard of their state in the world when it comes to objective beauty, and women seem not to.
I don't think that's true.
Hang on, let her respond.
First of all, like, let's just clarify, you mean not all men, though? Because I know men that are like that. So.
No, of course not. Of course, there's some men out there, of course, that's going to be the case, that their ego's through the roof. They're drop dead gorgeous, whatever it is. But that's not in general going to be the case. A woman who's a mid-5 and a man who's a mid-5, if you compare their phones, tell me the truth, who's coming out ahead?
Okay, here's my response.
Answer that question first.
Yes,
who's coming out ahead?
I'm answering that. It's women, and it's because society, in like the structure of civilization and society, men have been on the hunt for women. That's how it's always been. It hasn't been reversed, so that is why. It's obviously that women are going to get more attention because guys are the ones that have always systemically done that.
I think you're missing some critical context here. It wouldn't really matter why. Let's say aliens. The reason is because aliens made it happen. The reasoning behind it wouldn't matter so much as the fact that it is true. And if it is true, then the results of this are if you have one group who is constantly being gassed up and told you're great, you're awesome, you're sexy, you're hot, et cetera, their estimation of themselves is going to be far different than another group that never hears that, right? That's the point. And that's why I think we end up with these standardized answers which seem to be delusional.
But you're asking women what they think about themselves, but they know their personality, they know how they are. But it's hard to say, just based off a photo.
That.
Is it though? Hang on, you seem like you're kind of based a little bit more in reality, right? Just a bit. So let me ask you. Here's the actual question: If you go and you compared your phone to whatever guy that you randomly met in the street, who's getting more DMs for sex, him or you?
I'm for sure getting more DMs.
Oh yeah, you're for sure getting more, right?
Yeah,
Tons
but
more.
It's not.
Now, do you think that if you had a person who was always treated a certain way, they were always treated like they were a princess, they were always treated like they were better than the cut of the cloth, they were always treated a certain way, that could affect their psyche to the point where they might think thoughts, delusional thoughts about themselves that weren't true?
Yes, they're fucking delusional. For sure.
Yeah, they're fucking delusional. And so that's the point of the question. So
it's okay to be a little delusional if it makes your life better, though.
An 8, If every single chick who comes in here is an 8, then the problem is that everyone's thinking something that isn't true, and we want to know fucking why. Right?
But hey,
We
just
wanna
like
know
I said,
why.
they're an 8 to somebody. So if you want to walk around with that delusion or that reality, that's your reality, then that's what you're living in. So that's fine. If you have,
That's why we
somebody's
didn't ask
ugly
the
as shit and they're
question this
walking
time
around.
about whether or not they're an 8 to somebody.
Another
we asked
thing
about
was-
the wisdom of the crowd of if 1,000 men were judging, not 1, 1,000.
You take out number
Then, if
7.
we still get the same answer, then that means there must be some kind of
true.
delusion going
That's a
on
good
here.
point.
You know,
There probably is.
I didn't hear anybody say you can't say number 3 for yourself. You said you can't say 7. I would have said 7
Yeah,
for
well, I
myself,
still
but
don't
I
understand the
wasn't going to
7. I
go
don't know.
down from 7, so I
But
went up.
whatever.
I have so I have a couple things I want to touch on this. So you asked why does it matter, and also could I just have you scoot your mic to the edge of the table and just don't you're like shouldering out the 2 girls next to you. So,
Okay.
all right. So Nick, can you get the hypergamy chart pulled up? Because I'll go into that a little bit. I do have a question going around the table. Do you think you're going to be better looking in 10 years as compared to how you look now?
That's deep. Yes.
Better looking in 10 years. So you're
I would think so.
So 35, you're going to be better looking at 45.
I think so.
What about in 20 years? 55 versus 35.
Yeah, if you got money, you can look good forever. Get a little Botox, get a little this, a little that. Hey, that's my
So,
opinion.
so better looking at 55 as compared to now.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of like older. Yeah, I think so.
Were you better looking?
Better looking.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
looks.
hopefully around the same.
The same. You think
Yeah.
you'll look the same at 55 as you do now? Okay.
Yeah, just a couple
Do you
of
think
gray
you were-
hairs, little wrinkles, you know.
Yeah. Do you think
tats?
you-
The tats cover up a lot of like the age, you know. If I get wrinkles, I'll just tattoo it, you know.
Do you think you were? Do you think you were better looking at 25 than you are now?
No,
So you're better looking now than you were 10 years ago at 25.
I think so.
Okay. All right. What about you?
Yeah, you know my answer.
Well, there's new people. We just.
I guess so, but
Okay.
yeah.
So you'll be better looking at 35 than you are now at 25.
Yes.
45.
Yes.
55.
Yes.
Okay. What about
I
you?
don't think I'm going to look better than I do now.
Okay, so you're 30.
I'm 30.
Okay. Were you better looking at 20 than you are now at 30?
At 20, hell no. I look way better than I did at 20.
Okay. What about you? You are 24. Will you be better looking at 34 than you are now?
Subjectively, I think women look better in their 30s. Subjectively, I think women look better in their 30s.
Subjectively, you think women look better in their. So then you'll look better in your 30s then.
I think so. I think they look more sophisticated, and it's like about their demeanor and way of being.
Okay. What
that-
about 44? You're
I
24
don't,
now.
I don't know. I think it depends
Hold
on
on.
the person.
Johns_myth donated $200.
Okay.
What do you call a lesbian on fire? LGBTQ.
Okay.
Also, what do you call 9 cows in a room with Brian's fat biteable dumpty dum? Oh wait, it's this podcast. Show me them titties, Brian. Yum yum sir #bo.
Okay. Thank you, John's.
Are you going to
myth.
show him the titties? He really wants
He
it.
wants to see your
He
titties.
sent you a lot of money. Come on.
200.
I'm
Damn.
good.
Yeah, for Brian.
I'm good.
Show your
You're-
fans.
If you,
Show me
I need
nips.
a Bitcoin. You gotta send me a Bitcoin if you want that.
All right,
okay.
you're thinking
Oh.
now, yeah.
Yeah. What about
Challenge
you?
has been put out there.
I thought that was at
Oh, so 44?
44.
Will you be better looking at 44 than you are now at 24?
I'm unsure.
You're not sure?
I would say 30s. I would.
Yeah, we
cap.
already.
No, I
yeah.
said cap. I don't know. Maybe it would just maintain that.
You just made
This is what
10,
I hear.
10
Until
years.
44.
Hilarious.
So from
So
30,
difficult, dude.
so from 34 to 44, there will be no perceptible changes in your looks.
Yeah, probably. Of course, there would be. But
Okay.
maybe on a attractive scale, it would stay the same.
Yeah. What about 54?
Probably not. I would
Okay.
reasonably say it would change in some form or another in society's eyes.
In societies, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
because they perceive older women as, for some reason, less beautiful.
Why doesn't that apply to
Benjamin's
44 then?
It's about how you take care of yourself, yeah.
like that? It's how you take care of yourself at 44. You never know. You could be more attractive at
So do you
44.
think you would look
hold on.
better at?
Let me change the question then. So the framing here is all else being equal. So people will say, well, I was I was an alcoholic, drug addict, and morbidly obese at 20, but at 30, I ate healthy, I didn't do drugs, I never drank, I got
Correct.
8 hours of sleep, and I was 13% body fat or whatever healthy body fat percentage is. The question really is, if all else being equal, if you